Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. We're just going to give it another minute and let those in the lobby filter in. So I think we can get started, Pete. Yeah.
Sounds good with me.
Good. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to. I'll just get you to share your screen, actually, Pete.
Okay,
Go
yes,
through.
that's a good way to start.
I get to do my intro twice.
Can you see that, Laura?
Yeah, all good. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Laura and I'm going to be your MC for today's webinar. So a very warm welcome to today's webinar on mastering your policy distribution strategy. So today we are going to introduce a new member of the Hoth family, Hoth Hub. So some of you may already be familiar, have been introduced in the last few weeks. But I suppose today in the webinar, we're going to give you a show and tell session that's designed to give you a first-hand look at the platform's interface and some of its most impactful features. For many, Policy Hub or policy management can be a chore. Getting the policies to the right people, making sure that they're I suppose read, understood, and being ready for audit. So today, my colleague Pete is going to bring you under the hood of Hoth Hub, show you how simple it is to create a policy, to upload it, to make sure it gets to the right people, to the right departments, and then give you a little look at our reporting suite and to show you how easy it is to be audit ready. So many of you will already be familiar with Peter Broadhead. He's our commercial director at Hoth. Pete has a wealth of knowledge when it comes to modernising service management, and particularly around policy and assurance. So without further ado, I'm going to pass you over to Pete to start today's presentation.
Thank you, Laura, and thank you everyone for attending today's webinar. Looking forward to doing more of these in future, and yeah, please do make any suggestions for webinars in future, where me and Laura always open our ears to those. So thank you very much for attending, and like Laura said, we're going to go into the world of the Hoth Hub and show how you can pick up this brand new tool from House on the Hill, and you can bring that into your organization today and start modernizing the way you distribute policies and content and materials and provide that organizational level assurance around the work that you're doing and the goals of the organization. So what are some of the problems we're seeing today? I've spoken a lot to our customers and our prospects, and it's very simple to get an understanding of where they are and how advanced they are with their policy management. I know some of our compliance kind of customers, they're a bit more on the know and the importance of being able to track and monitor and know who's understood the content you're sharing. I'm saying content because it's not just policies you could be distributing. It's around the governance and assurance that you're providing. So whether that could be newsletters or document sets that need to be read and understood, it's really important. But when we ask a simple question of, when you're a new starter, a lot of you are using the Hoth service management platform for IT. When your new starter shows up, where do they read all the AI use case policies? Where do they read the staff leave policies? And quite often they just don't know. Oh, it's on the internet somewhere. Okay, well, in the internet, how is it distributed out to those new members of staff? Oh, we just drop them an email. Did they understand it? Did they acknowledge it? Oh, we have a spreadsheet somewhere that tracks it. Okay, and what version is that policy up to? You can see where I'm getting at. It's very easy to find that this process is disparate. It is in multiple silos, and there's often not really a champion of this process. And especially with growing organizations, especially public sector, when there's a lot of due diligence that goes involved, and especially bringing in new tools and the advancements of AI, how do you equip your staff to use it safely? You want to create that harmony within the organization for understanding what you can use and the culture of the organization as well. And a system like this can be that first stepping stone to provide you that harmony and assurance within the organization. So chasing, bottlenecks, version controls, inconsistent distribution, these are all some of the common pain points we find. And Laura touched a little bit on the audit, the due diligence. Why should you do this? Before this this webinar, I just double checked in terms of the ISO standards. Nearly every single one requires, it's mandatory that policies are distributed, reviewed, understood, and understood is the important one here. Oh, we sent it to them, but did they understand it? Did they track it? So this is a really important part, because a lot of you will be thinking about Cyber Essentials and your ISO 27001s. This is such an easy way of getting your foot in the door here and really understanding. It's not just a box ticking exercise. You need to lift up the entire organization into one of these frameworks. And this is a great tool that can help you with that. So of the 1,000 staff you have within your organization, only 800 of them read this policy. This gives you instant audit here and allows you to fall back. And in terms of the defense part of this, okay, a lot of you work in IT and you do your best to secure your staff to use the IT facilities in a smart manner, in a safe manner. But when an incident occurs, and the big thing there is when, not if, when an incident occurs, did that user have that training? Can you prove it? And this system also helps with that as well. Really important here. Find that needle in the haystack. So this is what we come here to show you today. As you already know, Hoth is an enterprise service management platform. But with the growth of our governance and compliance suite, by working with our sister company ComplyKeep, we have this brand new tool around the assurance, which marries very nicely within our service platform as well. So a growing family of products and available to our customers today. So smart targeting of your users. We can bring them all in via single sign-on AD integration. We know which department these people are. What are the correct policies for the correct departments? When should they get them? Should they get them on their new starter day? Should that be when the first thing they walk through the door, they get given all this information that they can go and digest and acknowledge and skill up. Staff are moving around all the time, so ramping up your new staff is such an important aspect of this. And a lot of them, they just don't have a real clear method for onboarding new staff. So that smart targeting is really important. If you don't have, a tool like this and automated chasing, then you will just be running around. Have you read it? And also when they said, have you read it? Then it's the type of thing that I would do. I would just say, yes, I've read it. I know they can't actually check my eyeballs reading it. So the automated chasing takes that another big part of this out of the, that mundane chasing that you have to do. Automated out the system straight to those users to follow up. And then straight away which ones haven't done it, who's in the naughty pile. And then the compliance suite is that reporting, real time, instant. So when that auditor comes along, you're covered there. And we recently did a discovery at a major NHS, and it was clear that multiple departments had completely different ways of managing this process, all under the same roof. And common pain points was it takes forever to set up ourselves for these audits. And along with the tracking, the spreadsheets, all this was compounding into a lot of work, manual work that goes into it. They are still the masters of the information that goes into it, but we can provide them with that tool. So why automate? Reducing the risk, saves you time, drives compliance. Nice and easy. And we use it today, of course, internally. And it's, it's really helping with our own certificates that we aim for as well. Fantastic. Comparisons. So this is the silos today, as opposed to the centralized hub that we can provide you tomorrow. So scattered files, SharePoint, intranets, tracking done via email and spreadsheets, verification, no idea. Have they read it? When did they read it? Very unlikely if you don't have a tool like this in place. So you're just guessing at the end of the day, or taking their word for it, that they're honest people. As much as I'm sure that you're very honest people in your organization, there might be people like me who try to find a shortcut. So, it's Pete proof, shall we say. So wanting the hub, which I'll show you now, I can show you all that good stuff. So welcome to the hub. Let's go and have a gander. So, ta-da, straight into the hub. So that single click then, what did that do? If you're a new starter, straight into the portal, single sign-on via AD, already authenticated. I come in here and I know straight away what I need to be doing. I have an upcoming due policy on version 1, and I'm yet to start this. This can be all of my onboarding via the curriculums, because not only we do policy, we also provide you with the tools to do targeted training to your team. But I know straight away what I need to do as part of my next step, because we speak to these organizations and the staff just don't know what they need to do. And also the importance of it as well. It really is a team effort, for getting, that culture around the importance of a tool like this. So nice, easy dashboard, very simple to use. The UX is nice, can be fully branded to your organization as well. And we can see a whole list of recent, but also you can view your own portfolios here, what's yet to start, and filter. So nice simple interface, but let's go have a look at this policy that I need to do. Here's our little title page, but let's give it a start. So this is our AI acceptable use case policy. I'm sure everyone in this meeting today are designing policies just like this, and they're probably rewriting them every single day based on the latest version of, ChatGPT or OpenAI or Bard or DeepSeek, all these things. So this is a constant thing that your organization will be doing, especially with advancements in technologies. This is your title page. And now we can look at the actual uploaded policy into this system. It's focused on distribution tracking audit. So to provide that continual assurance that your organization is covered. So this is an example of an uploaded policy into the system. Nothing too exciting here, but we can have a look through and make sure we read and acknowledge this information. At the bottom, we have a agree and continue type of button to prove that. Once I've done, the next step is to now take a quiz based off that policy. So you're now not only allowing them to read it, you're now testing them on that to see if they've read it or not. So this is where you start to build up that understanding and also the culture. And when I say culture, I don't just mean what's the password policy? What's your clear desk and screen policy? It can be around social values within your organization, behavior, how you expected your teams to collaborate, what is the strategy of your organization, where do you want to be? So this is all the types of information you could be bringing in here and use it not only as an assurance tool, but a strategic tool as well to make sure everyone is pulling in the same direction. But should Pete do a quiz? Okay, so I'm sure you'll all join me on this quiz, and which of the following should not be entered into an unapproved AI tool? Meeting agendas, publicly available information. I assume it's this one here. Well done, Pete. You did that one. Who is responsible for checking the accuracy of AI generated content? AI provider, the IT department, the employee using the tool. It's always the IT department's fault, so I'm going to go for them. Oh, incorrect. I better reread and double check. What is the primary purpose of AI at House on the Hill? Replace all employee decision making. Not quite at that stage yet, so I'm not going for that one. Support productivity, efficiency, and service delivery to make decisions without human involvement. Well, we always want human in the loop, so I'm going to go for number 2. Nice, complete quiz. Nice and simple, 67%. I got one of those wrong. Complete policy folio. All policies acknowledged, back to my homepage, and it's now off my upcoming due list. Nice and simple, fully branded to our organization, full email integration as well. So when a new policy is assigned to me, straight away into my inbox, one click straight into the portal, and I can complete that. It's so easy to do that, before you might say, oh, I've got to go, where is it in SharePoint? Oh, I don't know where it is. Oh, I'll come back to it another day. Because it's so straightforward, you'll get it done, you'll move on, you'll learn, and which is a really important part of the UX of this product to make it easy and not scary, policy distribution. Okay, so this is the end user's view, your staff view. What does it look like if you were designing them yourselves? This is the admin side. So this is what you might be showcasing to auditors. How many users? This is your staff. How many staff or recipients of your data, of your content, will there be? So this could be pulled in from your Active Directory here. We can look at the groups and the individuals you pulled in to the organization and then assign them by the different teams: facilities, HR, finance, IT, compliance. These are all the teams. Customer service, they could be brought into here. So back on the dashboard, you can bring in your different types of reports. So you can immediately say, what is the policy user statuses or other custom reports that you can bring in here. We have 81 policy in the folio at the moment. We have a whole bunch archived and we have 11 published here. But I would like to draw your attention now to the actual folio. This is the folio where you'll have all of your policies in circulation. And we can look at how I created the one I showed at the start of this demonstration. So this is the AI use case policy. And there's one person completed. I bet you can hazard a guess who that is, but let's go and check that anyway. Let's look at the results. There I am, 10th of June, there I am completed. I got 2 out of 3 on the quiz, and I got that one wrong. So this is really important because also, if you're sending this out to everyone within your organization, thousands of people, you can see straight away where there's potential training required. Which part of this policy are people not understanding? And you can then provide additional training or maybe a rethinking of that policy as well to make it clearer for your teams. So you can flip between the different graph types here and also view the acknowledgements to make sure everyone agrees with that, because there might be some disagreements with the policy. And also here is your banking of all the individuals. So today you might do that in a spreadsheet. You'll have to go through manually. Oh, I've got the email back from that individual. Tick, change, blah, 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 update the date. This is all handled automatically. And this could be for all your different departments, all doing this work, all pushing in the same direction. So this is a really important part of the system. So how do I go and design this? This is my title page and how I want to design the kind of the headline information. But here I've got the design where I can create each one of these reflects a page, a section of that policy. This is the title page. This is the actual policy itself. Here is the policy, which I can upload. And here's that quiz that I showed you at the end there. Nice and simple. Create these quizzes, add the correct answers. So you can upload PDFs, which is accessed via very much a similar kind of SharePoint style. I can look at the staff policies, health and safety policies. Here's some demo policies here, and I can quickly go and attach those onto this folio, which then be sent out. So very easy to upload your existing policies in here and start leveraging this distribution mechanism. Okay, so once I've designed it, I like the look of it, we can then go and assign this. At the moment, I'm the singular user, which is just me. But if I want to invite anybody else, they can all be accessed here. But also I can access groups. So if I wanted to go to all of Hoth, I can click that here or decide which team it goes to, IT, facilities, HR. And that's pertinent to those roles. And off the back of this now, I can set, activity, expiration dates, things like that. But if I save and publish, and I've made changes to this policy now, I've made added different files, different descriptions, I've changed the quiz, I've added more information. We would like to create a brand new version of this. We will archive the original version 1 and bring in version 2. So you've got a continual audit of every single policy object as you have distributed. Really important. Show this person failed at this quiz at this certain time. We need to go back in time to find that needle in a haystack. So we want all users to retake, and this is version 2, made some changes. Send email notification. That means we can redistribute this out to all of the staff, and we start the counter again from 1. Nice and easy. Yep, to start, there I am, 1. And if I flip back into my participant view, I can then have to yet to start it again here, view the details, and away I go. Nice. Okay, flip back into this admin side, and we'll look down the users. So the users pulled in from AD and all the grouping. We've got our policy folios and content, any type of content you wanted to distribute. But also we have our curriculum, and this is the extra value add. Where you determine where you need to apply some training, we have this curriculum module here, where very simply, again, if we look at this one, if I do a preview, we can enrich the policy, well, not policy, this learning object with not only images and the actual PDFs, but also we can add videos and audio as well. So very much, like a modular LMS within this hub as well. So you can even extend that further outside of policy. So this is giving you an example of how enterprise ready this product is, and also where we'll be going next, which I will touch on at the end of this. So this is the same type of mechanism of distribution, audit, tracking, creation, versioning as we have in the policy, but we have a separate space specifically for learning and the added media type materials. Audit log, this is your needle in a haystack moment. Who did what when? Here are the timestamps. So when someone has an incident, you know when exactly they took that training or when exactly they read and understood that module or that policy. So I can go and find users, search within the system, find an individual here. As you can see, here's me doing all my work. You can go back in time, lots of pages all banking up. And the resources I touched on before, this is your SharePoint style for any of the media that you'll be uploading into these objects, and the reporting side of it as well. If you want to create your custom reports and pick from different templates here and configure the data ready to be exported as part of your audit and also added onto your dashboards as well. So when you log in, you see what's most important to you. One nice thing about this product as well, it supports subtenancies. So if you wanted to completely ring fence this instance of the hub from a different department or a different organization that you're a part of, for example, you're part of a group of companies, or you want a separate area of this just for third parties or contractors or volunteers, we support subtenants. So essentially, we can provide a new instance of this under your roof, but it's completely segregated the data. So another really important security aspect that we can support with when you want to grow this tool to not just your internal teams. Okay. So in a nutshell, this is the product. It's very easy to use, very easy to start using it today. Our team are onboarding customers as we speak, and it's very easy to set up. The UX is really nice. So I do encourage you to reach out, and we can start seeing what your information looks like in this system with your branding. Pick a small subset of users and start distributing it and getting that feedback from them, because I'm sure they will much prefer this method as opposed to an email with a PDF attached. So I will quickly now go away from this view and back into my presentation and just talk a little bit about the path to assurance. So this product is all about reducing those blind spots. Get 100% visibility of all your policies. Everything that needs tracking can be tracked. So not just policy, any content that needs to be thought about. The roadmap is rich for this product. Not only the content and the learning, we'll be looking at newsletters, we'll be looking at outgoing notifications that need to be read and understood, checklists, things like that. So we'll be supporting a whole variety of objects that will be really important. For example, if there's a really important message that comes out from a CEO or a director, they need tools as well to know it's been understood and drive their agendas for the organization. So it's all this type of supporting not just the management levels, but all different levels throughout the organization. Spreadsheets, we all know a spreadsheet. Spreadsheets are great, but sometimes they do need to be moved on. And this is one of those tools that can do that and take away a good chunk of spreadsheets that will gather dust. And also, which we do a lot of at House on the Hill, is if you're a single point of failure, you might have the best spreadsheet known to man, and it's full of complex stuff in there that no one knows apart from you. And you leave the organization. What happens then? Someone's got to sift through that and try and work it out. This system eliminates that as well. It's simple, it's organized, and it drives that assurance which you want. And 0-day prep. You're always ready to go when an auditor comes and asks you about this. And also 0-day prep, it doesn't take long to get you set up as well. So get going, start using it. Happy days. Okay, questions. Thank you very much, everyone. That is the end of the demonstration. Hope you all quite like the look of that. And yeah, please do reach out to me, and Laura will be following up with all the emails, and there will be recordings of the demonstration as well, so you can look back and share it with your teams. Please do. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Pete, for bringing us through that. I think I learn something every time I see the demonstration as well. We do have a few questions. So I'm going to just start with one that came in kind of twice. So the first one was, how long does it actually take to get our existing policies uploaded and sorted into Hub? And just another similar question that came in was, what is the time to implement? So I suppose that's something that's very similar.
The answer is very easy for both. Very easy to implement. You pretty much, you can get up and yourselves. limited time. We don't need to handhold you too much through this onboarding procedure. You start bringing you take the URL, log in, and you can upload your policies. Very simple. Click on the upload button, select the policies you want to upload straight into the system, and then you can organize them, like with a folder structure that you have in SharePoint and things like that. So very easy to upload, and the onboarding is swift as well. It's very much a case of hooking up your emails, your AD, and then away you go from that point.
Very good. And just another question on the setup. So I know this is something that's coming down the line. Does the system self-generate the quiz for you based on the review of the policy document, or is this a manual process? And are the questions changing if you fail the quiz so that you don't have to repeat the quiz each time?
Yes. No, good question. Once you do the quiz, you've done the quiz for that version. You can't go back and redo it again, because that is the audit. That is the moment. That's the timestamp. That's the stub of that. But in terms of changing the quiz, of course, if you want to change up the quiz for the next version of this and say, okay, these are the individuals who fell short, we need them to redo this quiz. You can then change the questions. There's a manual process at the moment when you just quickly type them in and choose the correct answer. There's multiple selects on there as well, and you can also leave description, longer text-based answers. And in terms of generating the quizzes automatically, this is one thing that we've already discussed, with part of the product roadmap, is how to bring in extra productivity. Yeah, productivity. And so you don't have to create these quizzes, and we can base it off the content within there as well. So thank you very much for the question. Another good one we can push to our product team.
So then another question, and this is kind of based around the setup as well. So can we set policies to automatically expire or to trigger a review reminder after, for example, 12 months?
So we have a setting in here for the expiration date. So after 12 months, they can automatically then go into the archive. So if you're going to have to be reviewing these every 12 months, that automatically will go into that space. And then the end users can't access them at that point as well. The versioning is very much the version of the object itself within the hub. If you're doing approvals of the policies themselves and speaking with those teams, that's something we very much handle in the Hoth Governance, Risk and Compliance product, and it's in one of our registers. So if you want to learn more about the approval process for policy documents themselves, that's another conversation we can have in maybe webinar part 3. But do speak to me about it though.
Another question, and is around, we always get one on kind of the cost and the cost model, and perhaps we can follow up with people after as well. Based on how the cost model works, or what is the cost model?
Yeah, no problem at all. I knew I would get this question, so I made sure I was prepared for it. So as you know, with the service desk, it's all focused on agents and the individuals who are working through those tickets and the such. Within a product like this, it's all around the footprint of your organization. So the size of the organization is very much where the pricing model comes from. So I'm not going to be sharing numbers on this call today, but if you do want to learn more about that pricing model, please do reach out. But we keep it simple, and it's not a long, windy process that we get to a number. It's going to be a very small process to get there, and we can start to bring that in for you. And the onboarding is very simple, and there's no cost. I can say that we say no cost around onboarding. So that's one nice thing. Just a subscription.
And just one final question. I actually forgot that this came in prior to the webinar. Can we target the same policy to multiple departments, or do we have to upload it twice?
No, you can upload a single policy into the system, and then you can assign it to as many of those folios as you'd like. And then you can add multiple departments onto that same folio, or pull in that policy into a completely fresh, different policy object as well. So the answer is yes, it can cater to those multiple departments with the same policy.
Great. If anyone, any additional questions, we can maybe take one more. If not, I think that brings us to the end of today's webinar. Obviously reach out to us if you have any questions following the webinar. I will be sending the recording around after as well. And you can obviously share with, you mightn't be the right person in the organization that fits around that policy management or that looks after your policy management strategy. So please feel free to share with your colleagues if you feel that it is a pain point for them. So thanks, Pete, again for taking part in today's webinar. And we look forward to doing the next one. And again, if anyone has any suggestions or ideas, please send them over.
Thank you all. Have a nice day.
Thanks, everyone.